Hey everyone, this is TC here, your guiding chariot. This is your daily reading for February 23rd. 23rd? Saturday, yes. Telling you, I'm gonna get there. um, going to be an interesting day ahead, especially at home. Home is gonna play a big part of today. And it maybe I feel like maybe yesterday, maybe for a few days, it's gonna be a bit of a moment. So we did get, I believe this is called Othala. I'm pretty sure it's Othala. It is the rune of the homestead. So normally it's a time of peace, domestic bliss, good health, all of that. Today we got it reversed. We got the blank side. So a lot of times that really can speak to financial resources kind of being drained away. Some securities. They're not necessarily like being depleted. Like, don't freak out. But some securities, are kind of being tested, and sometimes it can be for almost any reason, but especially with this rune, sometimes it can be about care. If you have elderly in the home, there may be unexpected expenses that come up for their well-being. It could also be kids. So I say kids a little loosely, because when this rune comes up, sometimes it can be like little kids, like having to, maybe hire a nanny or take them to daycare or things like that. I would say most times when this rune pops up in reverse, and I feel the most significant today, has to do with kids. So they could be adult kids, adult children, that are causing some type of stress. There's either, they're not cleaning up after themselves, or, they're not taking care of things, and then now it's affecting people. So it is one of those things. So this may be, and I say this not like you have like freeloading teenagers running around the house, but there may be a moment where you have to be a little stern. You have to be, lay down some rules and lay down some laws and kind of be direct on how things are going to play out. This is what you handle, this is what I handle, and to keep everyone sane and keep balance in the home, this is what we're going to have to follow. And you're going to have to step up, whoever we're talking to. So just something to keep on the radar, something that may challenge some of us. That could be a thing, but it's a time to kind of step up. And I say it may challenge us because the aspects that we have today are kind of actually pretty aligned with it. So we have two oppositions. So our moon makes an opposition to Mars, and it also makes an opposition to Uranus. Both of these aspects, and again, these aren't as hard as a square, because an opposition is kind of like these two planets are sitting across from the table, and they don't necessarily see eye to eye. So these two aspects can make us feel a little bit irritable. Sometimes with the moon opposite Mars, more so if this was a square, but I feel like there may be like a handful of you that may be dealing with this. Sometimes that does affect our health, and our health, we feel a little run down, or may need a checkup. There may be something going on. We're not taking care of ourselves, and we're pushing ourselves too hard. So that may be something for some of you to kind of keep on the radar. But for the most of us, I think these two energies are really just making us a little edgy. Like, the little things are going to start annoying you a little bit more, especially this aspect to Uranus. Uranus is going to like really kind of play with your independence. So it might be a little hard to communicate with others. You may just want to be like, I'm going to do my own thing, like kind of throw your hands up and not want to deal with it anymore. So there are going to be these kind of testy moments, today, over the next few days possibly. So just be aware of that. But honestly, I think they're going to help you. They're going to help you see all these little things where, someone can pick up a little bit more here. Someone should participate in this. This person can be more engaged, so you're not carrying all the weight. All these kind of things. They're going to help make these moments stand out. And then we also have this aspect where the moon is in a trine with our sun. So our needs aligning with our wants, our emotions lining up with our feelings. So we're going to be able to pick up these things, recognize them, and also see, hey, this can be done differently. I need you to da-da-da-da. I need you to da-da-da, whatever the situation is. You're going to be able to, one, understand truly what you need and what will make everything flow better in the home. And then you're also going to be able to communicate it very, very easily. Like, that's not going to be an issue. And I say that, one, because of that aspect, and then Mercury is also making a sextile to Pluto. So Pluto, again, our planet of transformation, of change. So it's going to be very easy for you to talk about how to, help someone grow and evolve. And I think that's also a big thing for us, for those people who may be, to kind of take that stance and be like, this is what I need from you and this is what I expect and here's how we're going to do this. You know, these aspects are helping to get you to a point where and you're not being bossy, you're just I see a way to make this better and I want this to be how we live, you know. I'm applying it to the home because of the rune, but this could work out anywhere, you know, any place where you have, you know, some stable team. So this totally could be at work, this could be, you know, a social circle, this could play out anywhere. I'm just using home as an example because I think for most of us that's where it's going to be kind of the most obvious, if I can put it that way. All right. So lots of things to play with, lots of chances for individually for us to rise up and stand and, you know, take some control back, you know, and be almost kind of like the head of the ship in a way. Yeah, and I feel like especially if you have a lot of sensitive people in your house, you may end up with, you know, a few chefs in that kitchen, just saying. And not necessarily a bad thing in this moment, as long as you are aware and open, listening to everyone and working together. That is going to help get through, you know, this little moment, especially if this is really significant for you guys and really hitting home about this little home situation. All right. So with that said, let's pull some cards, get the fun stuff going. Oh, small kind crooked. There we go. Ha-ha! All right. So because we're talking about home a lot, I thought I would pull out the Sacred Earth Oracle, talking about the homestead at all. All right, let's just pull one. So how can we make life at home easier, smoother, find more peace at home? So we got the card of time. Ooh, sorry about that glare. Ooh, that was real bright. So the card of time. All right, let's pull this guy out. Okay, here we go. Just get that glare off of there. Bitterness or frustration over plans gone awry. Feeling it is too late, that you have missed out, or that things are not happening quickly enough. So this is a very like earthly, kind of mundane manifestation for this card. Comparisons leading to a sense of failure or lack of joy. Pining for youth or lamenting time lost through unwise choices. Set a priority or release yourself from anxiety by weighing up what will really matter in a week, a year, a decade. On a spiritual level, you may have feelings, memories, or emotions that rise and fall. Almost like flotsam, they are surrendered to the shores of consciousness. A space clears and fills with light. The ocean in your heart is but a drop in the waters of creation. Beyond the boundaries of time and space, immersed, weightless, let go, be free. So a lot of releasing going on here. I think for us, it's not like just being like, oh, okay, I'm just going to be okay with this. This is just part of what's going on. No. So there's definitely a need to release yourself from the responsibility, from extra, and I do mean extra, like extra anxiety, stress. If there's things that are going on in your home that really aren't directly yours to carry, there's going to be a need to speak about that. There's going to be a need to really be open about it. And be really honest. Like, there's no need to be, oh, I didn't even realize my teacup was in here the whole time. I'm like staring at it now. So good. I love a good cup of tea. All right. What was I saying? Yes. So there's going to be a need to release yourself from some extra stress and extra burden. And it may be funny that this is the card of time and we're talking about release and anxiety and, you know, all these kind of things, calm waters. But again, to me, what I'm getting from this card being time, it's really that, not about time passing, but I feel like this is the time where these things need to be said. This is the time that shifts need to happen. You know, it's like, here is the moment. You know, and it talked about in the earthly meaning about, you know, feeling like something is missed. It's not missed. You know, you're just used to like seeing it coming and waiting for it. You're like, I've been waiting. You're not waiting anymore. It's here. Now is the time. Now is the time. This is the moment to create something. This is the moment to shape something. You know, you've reached a point where you can see things in the right way, in a clear way. And I'm applying this a little more general. But it's now your eyes are open. You can see the way forward. You know what needs to be said. Now's the time to say it. We're not waiting anymore. Now is the time. Be present. All right? All right, let's pull some tarot for our spirit message for today. I almost feel like I keep getting this idea of a birth or a rebirth with everything that we've been talking about. Like, I think there's a rebirth of what's going on in the home situation. I think ultimately there'll be a rebirth in you and how you communicate and how you operate with these people. We'll start with these. For a second, I was kind of going to put them back. I was like not feeling them. Oh, all right. So yeah, definitely going to be dealing with some things. So we have 2 fives, five of swords, 5 of pentacles. This is conflict. This is definitely all that irritability I was talking about earlier. So some stress around you externally. And then also feeling like there's no help. Feeling like you're doing this all alone with the 5 of pentacles. So it's almost like, you see people doing these things and there's some struggle going around you. And you feel like there isn't some support. Like you're the only one who feels this way. You're the only one who sees these things. Or these people are screwing around and you're the one that has to figure everything out. There's this conflict there, definitely playing with that. And then look at this. And right between that, you have the Empress and the Magician. Empress is creation, birth. We were talking about that. And the Magician, again, master of the elements. This is the master alchemist. If you can shape the universe to your will, which you can, what would it look like? These are 2 really formidable energies. Creation itself and the ability to create whatever you want. And the elements, taking your every order. These are 2 very powerful energies that are in control. They can definitely silence these 5s. And this, honestly, this being in the center is definitely us. This is definitely, whoever this is resonating for, this is you in the center of the reading, the Magician and the Empress. What are you going to give birth to? Are you going to fall victim to these 2 energies? Because they're around you. There's no way, there's no ignoring it anymore. It fully surrounds you at this point. But you totally have the power to change it. So, what are we going to do about it? Well, we have Page of Cups. Pages are always a new beginning. This is definitely a very intuitive card. So, like I was saying, if you're very sensitive, definitely you. But it's a new start. It's a new beginning. It's a new understanding. After that, it's the Justice card. So maybe you're dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with a Libra in this situation. But again, the Justice card is all about karma. It's literally the karma card. And karma is essentially what you put in, you get out. It's an even balance. It's a leveling of the scales, So if we apply this to, this home idea, big focus on keeping everything fair, keeping everything even, lining everything up so that everything is properly balanced, like the scales. And then look, you have the 3 of Cups. So once you find balance, there's harmony, there's peace, there is celebration, there is joy. Beautiful, beautiful reading. But definitely it starts with you. It's literally going to start with you. I honestly think that's kind of a beautiful place, but I'm like, nope, there's some more. So King of Cups, you could be a water sign. You could be dealing with a water sign. I think especially, for some reason, I'm thinking the significance of the King of Cups. For anyone who's resonating with this reading and you're the one who normally doesn't say anything and you just shoulder the burden or you just kind of like, okay, it's going to happen. Because the King of Cups isn't the most vocal. He feels a lot, but he doesn't necessarily say it. He doesn't necessarily talk about it a lot. And I say, when I was talking about how this is the moment where we start to, find that ability to speak up and voice our opinions. Because it's something we've definitely been struggling with. 9 of Swords. This opposition, this, feeling haunted by these energies or these thoughts or perceptions of things. Because a lot of times the 9 of Swords aren't real. Like, you may be bothered by something, But if you kind of talk it out and really logically look at the situation, this usually doesn't exist. This isn't a real thing. You also have the High Priestess, so this is very intuitive. Also, to me, I'm also getting a strong hit towards the Moon, but in a sense where you're seeing through the illusion. You know, you have the scroll with all the answers. You see exactly what needs to be done. Sorry if you heard that. Also have the Page of Wands, so another new beginning. This, to me, is really coming up. This is that initial spark, but this is the initiative. This is, you know, the action. Do something. You already have an understanding of what needs to be done. Now do something about it. This isn't about just letting something happen. I'll figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. No, 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 no. Do something this time. And then 8 of Cups. So this can manifest in a couple ways for some of us. So for sure, this 8 of Cups could be leaving. Like if you were in a situation that really isn't responsive to you and really not supporting you, by all means. You know, this is saying, like, if there's nothing that can be done about it, you just need to go because there's nothing to be done and it's just hurting you to stay there. This also could be, to me, this is an internal for most of us. This is kind of leaving behind maybe these more like timid traits that kind of keep us held back. You know, traits that make us feel like this with this 5 of Pentacles. You know, this is leaving that behind and stepping into the understanding that this is who we are, the Magician and the Empress. This is who you are. This is the power you wield. But, you know, we're like operating thinking, you know, we don't have power, that we're not in control. You know, we just have to, you know, suffer whatever comes our way. That is not the case. You totally have the ability to influence these situations. So to me, this is really leaving behind and separating yourself from that mentality or that ideology or, you know, that belief that, you know, I can't do it. Like I'm just a sufferer of fate in a way. Because what's going on now isn't fate. I think that's where the confusion gets mixed up. You know, yes, bad circumstances happen, but that doesn't mean that we roll over and lie down and like, oh, okay, well, no, it just, things happen. Like, yes, things happen, but things can be done about them. All right? So use this to empower yourself. And, you know, you may have to get a little creative. You know, the answer may not just be super obvious. I think you already have an understanding of what needs to be fixed, though. So use that to find your solution. And again, if you don't know what it is, it's about balance. It's about bringing these scales to equilibrium. So how do I find peace and balance at home, at work, you know, socially, whatever that means? How do I find and where do I create balance, all right? And then once you find where those adjustments need to be taken, take the initiative to get them rolling. You know, if it's not something you need to change and someone else has to do it, let that person know, hey, this is what I need. Hey, this is how we can be more effective. You know, do it that way. Whether if it's you, take it upon yourself and do it. If it's someone else, I'm honestly positive that you have some type of relationship with this person, so it should be easy to share. And if it's not, you know, if this is you, just be brave and do it and say it. All right? Super exciting. All right, my lovelies, I'm going to wrap it up here. As always, so thankful that you joined me today. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope, you know, it offers you a chance to grow and evolve. Sending you guys lots of love. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe. And as always, I love hearing from you, so drop me a little something in the comments. Again, you can share something, ask me a question, whatever. I'm super happy to connect with all of you. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all that info will be in the description box below. All right, my lovelies, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.